Welcome to Vacation Station, hosted by Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazines.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Big Blend Radio's third Tuesday Travel to Natchitoches show. Natchitoches is in Louisiana. It's the oldest city and oldest settlement, and it was founded, right, Kelly, in 1714?
Yes.
Yep, there it is. The oldest. It is the oldest, and it's also part of No Man's Land. It is part of the Cane River National Heritage Area, home to Cane River Creole National Historical Park, the Melrose Plantation, Cane River Lake, which is, you can experience that right through the downtown, which is where the Convention and Visitor Bureau office is. And that's where you get to go meet Kelly and Arlene and all the other folks that work there. So everyone, the website is natchitoches.com. And Kelly, you have a song to teach us how to spell Natchitoches?
Natchitoches.
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 Right on. Woohoo. That is awesome. That is awesome. So Natchitoches is not, we always go through this every time, but I'm very excited to have you ladies back on the show because we're going to talk about spring. For those watching, you can see we've got beautiful tulips. So downtown, is it like Tulip City downtown in spring?
It will be very shortly. I know the tulips in front of our office are popping out of the ground, and every day we like going out there to see how much taller they're getting. But in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably have the city crew will put out probably over 2,000 pots of tulips around town. So it'll be looking real good soon. So.
Nice. That goes well because I know in spring you guys have the Blooming on the Bricks, and isn't it Art on the Bricks and Blooming on the Bricks event?
Yes, second Saturday in March. Both of those events will take place along with Kappa on the Cane. So that's the Northwestern State University's Creative and Performing Arts Department, and they do basically a musical showcase throughout the entire day, ending with the Natchitoches Northwestern Symphony on the downtown stage that night. So they kind of provide the entertainment for the day. Bloomin' on the Bricks sells, gardening, yard decor, plants, accessories, all that good stuff. Art on the Bricks is unique, handcrafted, original art pieces. And also our Natchitoches Historic Foundation's doing a gather in the garden. So they'll have a gardening with drinks or a brunch that morning, and then drinks and desserts in the afternoon with some special speakers, kind of capping off that Bloomin' on the Bricks experience.
Wow. This is cool. So you're going to have art and you're going to have flowers. So is there like a plant sale that goes along with that? Is that part of the Blooming on the Bricks?
Yes.
Very
I want to go bloom on the bricks.
And music, it's going to be nice. It's going to be
very nice. I know it's got to feel good. I mean, this is going to be after Mardi Gras, right? So because I know Mardi Gras is the 1st of March this year, isn't it?
It is.
Wow. So that kind of kicks off like spring fever, but it's got to feel good in Natchitoches to get back to all the celebrations because you're used to being like event city. So,
definitely.
Even though you don't feel like a city,
We have a few things lined up. We have a few things up our sleeves that we're looking forward to this spring. So it'll keep everybody on their toes, and we're just looking forward to be able to get out and enjoy the spring-like weather. And now that things are calming down around the world, people are itching to get out and do more things. So.
And what's it like outside? I mean, we just saw you. We went to El Rio, had lunch with you out on the riverfront. It's got to be beautiful, like Maglio's and El Rio and all the restaurants, Mariners, all of these restaurants that are on the water. Spring has got to be the ultimate riverfront, waterfront dining experience.
Definitely.
We've had a few chilly mornings, but in the afternoons it's been warming up. Today it's in the 70s. So it started off a little chilly with 39-degree temperatures, but I think it's probably around 72 right now with bright blue skies and lots and lots of sunshine, which we all love.
Nice.
Sounds perfect for eating puffy tacos on the water.
It does.
I love, you know what, when we were there, Kelly's like, you had puffy tacos the last time you were in town. I said, I did. And then I was going through for another feature and I'm like, I've had puffy tacos everywhere. Apparently, I order puffy tacos everywhere I go. I could do a
Mhm.
puffy taco feature at this point. I just never realized it until Kelly said that. And then I was doing another feature or something, and I'm like, oh, I
I
had
remembered what you had the last time, but
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah.
puffy
Mhm.
tacos apparently are the thing. Well, they are. They're nice and light,
Mhm.
and they're delicious. Everybody needs to have them.
Delicious.
They are delicious. And that was a wonderful experience. I think it's great that you have riverfront dining, but I think one of the best ways to enjoy the water is to get on the Cane River Queen and go paddling. It's got to be cool because you can see, I know, like you talk about Christmas, when you get on the riverboat and you paddle down, you can see all the holiday lights. They were doing all that, but it's got to be really cool in spring because you can see everyone's gardens start to pop out.
Mhm.
Definitely. Yes.
You
Yep.
go down the river, have some wine.
Sweet.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful
Mhm.
experience.
As Nancy would say, down by the riverside.
Down by
Down,
the
oh, don't you
riverside.
start.
Gotta take
Don't
my
you
drink
start it.
down by the rivers.
Nancy's making moonshine, apparently. down
I
by the
guess.
riverside. Why
Who,
not?
me?
Yeah. So Kisatchie National Forest, isn't this when the azaleas start to pop out?
Yes, the wild azaleas will start in the spring. Usually toward the end of February to middle of March. There's a
Mm.
couple of weeks in there where the azaleas really start to burst out.
So pretty.
And I
When we
like
were
looking at the dogwood trees when they bloom throughout Kisatchie. Oh my gosh, they're just.
And
like
that's
a-
like through spring is the dogwoods.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Do you get red bud?
We have some red bud, not a whole lot, but um, and we get wild wisteria. We have a lot of wild wisteria that grows
Ooh.
around here, so
Mm.
it's kind of funny because you don't expect it, and then all of a sudden you see like this 40-foot tree with all this purple wild wisteria grown in it, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so pretty.
Mhm.
So,
Oh, so the forest, I mean, because when we were there, it was in July when we went hiking around and we just drove through it and around it and in and around. Arlene knows we twirl around a lot. It was
I've heard a
winter, so
lot.
we twirl around a lot, and so it's a little different, in winter. But in summer, when we were there, we broke our summer spell of always coming in summer.
That's
So now
right.
we can say we've been there in winter, but in summer there were a lot of wildflowers. So does it do you get wildflowers aside from the azaleas and the dogwoods in spring, or does it just start from that point on? Then you can see flowers.
Yes. And even like the longleaf trail, for instance, it's
We
one
love
of
the longleaf trail.
the most well-known trails and it's easy for families to be able to do. But along that trail, they have little plaques that tell you about the waterfalls or about this type of tree. And there's a couple in there about the wildflowers that are growing and the blue irises and different
Oh, yeah.
types of native species
And yuccas, you have
there throughout
yuccas
the
that
year.
bloom out there, which is also
Mhm.
something unique,
Mm.
Yep, the
And
yucca
so,
flowers and yeah.
and what about Briarwood Nature Preserve? We love that place. Carolyn Dorman's home, really. You can actually go to her home and the writer's
Mhm.
cabin. Are they open for people in the spring?
Yeah, they'll open up in March and they'll be open March and April on the weekends, but you can call during the week and schedule an appointment. They actually have a new manager out there
Yeah,
and
very
they
good.
have she's hit the ground running and she is ready to welcome visitors.
Oh, that is
Awesome.
awesome. Awesome. It's such a beautiful place. I mean, I
Mhm.
want to go there in spring, I did last time it was summer and there was that whole meadow full of wildflowers that,
Yep.
all the
You
cone
should see when all
flowers.
the irises are blooming. I mean, it's just like so many
It's
different
amazing.
varieties and colors. It's just amazing.
Do you get
Mm.
wild iris?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
So
Well, I've got to
cool.
think the fleur de lis, right? That's it's the Mardi Gras symbol, right? So that's important. So definitely nature and the outdoors is a big deal. And of course, go to the parks like Cane River Creole National Historical Park. But also there's Melrose Arts and Crafts Festival. I was reading the 48th annual Melrose Arts and Crafts Festival, and that's at Melrose Plantation. Definitely, it's a historic landmark that folks
Mhm.
definitely want to go to. Women's History, I'm thinking March is Women's History Month, you know. February, you know, we've got Black History Month. And so I would definitely want to go out there. So their festival, this is, I know we've done shows on it before, but I feel like, you know, this one's April 23rd and 24th, just reading
Yes.
that out. It's going to be kind of a big one, I bet, because people have kind of, I know you had the folk art festival, but I think people are going to
Fall.
be missing to
Mhm.
want to go. Are they going to continue that, the folk art
Yes,
festival?
in October.
Oh, cool.
So tell us a little bit
Very
about
cool.
what people can expect at the folk art, I mean, not the folk art, but the Arts and Crafts Festival
Melrose
at
Arts and
Melrose.
Crafts. Normally they have over 100 vendors, you know, that come
That's
to
a lot.
Melrose. Many of them have been coming for decades. It's, you know, when you said the 48th annual, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's almost 50 years. But when
Yeah.
you think about it, the same organization, the Association for Preservation Historic Natchitoches, they've been doing the fall, you know, the October event for over 60 years. And it's kind of their fundraiser to help preserve Melrose Plantation. You know, the spring Arts and Crafts Festival will be something really, really exciting. And it's always nice to go out and see handmade, homemade, and some of the art and the pieces, you know, that they have, the folk art and just all kinds of different types of media, art media that they have. It's just, it's really unique. And it's under the ground.
It's
the
going to
big
be
oak
pretty out
tree.
there at that
Yes.
time of year too. You know, they got
Mhm.
to have
Yeah.
flowers. That garden is beautiful. And those
Yeah,
oak
it is.
trees, oh my gosh, those oak trees are
Yeah.
magnificent. And, you know, before that, there's also another event that I know we've covered as well, is the 5th annual. Who knew it was 5 years ago that it started, the Cane River Film Festival. And this is March 18th and 19th, which really ties into, you know, the history that you have. And this is like the new history that's being made in, you know, in Natchitoches Parish. But, you know, you've got to think about Steel Magnolias and the history, the film history with John Wayne, Steel Magnolias, Daryl Hannah, Steel Magnolias. We were talking, the mermaid was in your town.
The mermaid.
You know, did she swim in Cane River Lake
The
when she was
Duke and
here?
the Mermaid.
The mermaid.
Dolly Parton was there.
We love
know.
Dolly.
Julia
Yeah.
Roberts, you know. Well, when we get to Connecticut, we'll be near Mystic. So we'll call you. We can play Steel Magnolias and Mystic Pizza, you
Yeah.
know.
There you go.
Well, make a pizza and put an armadillo cake on top of it. How does that
No.
work?
That's funny.
Oh, come on. It is cool. But
I
no,
had
this
an
is,
armadillo cake in the refrigerator. Oh gosh, for months. My staff made me throw it out, but I loved it. It was so funny. It was made out of Rice Krispie. It was molded with Rice Krispie, and then you know, they had the icing on it. It was really pretty.
It was time to go.
I had it in the box, and every time you took it out of the box, you could smell the sweetness from the icing. But my staff said it was time to go. They didn't want the armadillo cake in the refrigerator anymore.
that's funny. Well, speaking of events, we've got our next guest joining here on Zoom, and we're going to talk with Rodney Harrington about the Jazz and R&B Fest happening May 21st. And everyone, the website for that, let me get that website, is natchjazzfest.com. So we're excited about this because I think everyone's excited for music downtown again, right? And it normally happens in the amphitheater, that big, beautiful amphitheater. So
Yep, right
jazz,
downtown, the downtown stage.
yeah. So this is like the big spring festival for Natchitoches. Is you know, we'll hopefully get him here. He's coming through. Rodney, are you
Hang
there?
on, I'm getting there.
He's coming. He's coming. Testing.
I hear
1, 2,
you.
3. All right.
We
So
hear
May
you.
21st is the date that it's coming. It's coming to Natchitoches.
Here we are.
Hey, Rodney.
Hey, who am I
How are
talking to?
I don't know, Lisa.
Who are you
Today I'll
talking
be
to?
Lisa. But can you put your video on? Because we can't see you and we want to see
You
you.
can't see me.
No.
No.
Are you he's the hidden man. He's the masked man. So
All right,
just,
let me get somebody in here to help me.
yeah, there's
that.
a little video
Well-
icon on your left and you just click on that and it'll be fine. It says don't do it because of the red
Little
line.
camera.
Isn't that the
Click on
funny
the
thing
camera.
about Zoom is like it says like the red lines across it. And so you feel like do not go there. It's like police tape
Exactly.
around the video camera. But hopefully
While
he'll
we're
come-
waiting on him, the great thing about this year's Natchitoches Jazz and R&B Festival
I'm trying to
it's-
figure out why I'm not on, y'all.
is
Because
the It's the 25th year. So it's the silver anniversary for the festival.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
So that's,
That's
that's
cool.
the age of our magazine. So we
Well,
share
there
some
you go. Look at
common
that.
years there. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. So then before, I know Rodney's getting there to come on, but before the festival, Kelly, I know that you're heading up the El Camino Real de los Tejas Trail, National Historic Trail Association. And apparently May 6th and 7th, it's 6 and 7, so it's 2 days, the annual sale on the trail. So like from Natchitoches to Natchitoches, Texas, right? It's
Yes,
like
in
the
the
biggest,
Caddo region.
biggest
Yep,
party.
it's 111 miles through the Caddo region. Oh, here he comes.
Oh, here it
It
comes.
is
It's getting there.
111 miles of flea markets, antiques, yard sales,
Hello.
garage sales, lots of shopping along the El Camino Real Trail.
All right on. So 111 miles of just shopping. And of course you want to go to the downtowns while you're doing it too. Go get some food.
Yes. Yeah, all
Yeah.
the main streets participate in the shops, and there's events and activities, food trucks. Some of the areas have concerts and street parties and things like that in conjunction. So it's a really fun weekend. They're again to go, but that Caddo region of the El Camino Real Trail, and be able to visit all the historic sites along that way as well.
So the gas station food trail could be part of this too. And you're in the no man's land section, right?
Yes, you can travel through the ones in Natchitoches and Sabine Parish.
That's right. Get your meat pies, crisp,
And your
crispins,
And your tamales.
the tamales. You got to have a tamale and zwali
That's
That-
right.
yeah.
Wally tamale.
because it
Tamale,
rhymes. So you
tamale.
must have it. So
Mhm.
welcome, Rodney. We can see you now. How are you?
Hello.
And aren't you glad now that you see me? Aren't you really glad? that you can
Everybody,
see me?
this is just magnificent. Hi, welcome. So tell us, 25 years of the Jazz R&B Festival in Natchitoches. So you guys are working hard on this to come out for May.
Yeah, and I tell you what, we're going to give you guys a little sneak peek because we haven't publicly revealed this yet as to who our headliner is for this year's festival. But I will go ahead and tell you now because we
Yay.
hadn't officially announced it yet. But none other than the Commodores are coming.
No
to
way.
Natchitoches.
The
Awesome.
Commodores, that is so exciting.
Cool.
And are going
That's
to
way
be
cool.
our headliner. That's May 21st. And there's going to be, as they said, this is the 25th year of the festival, our silver celebration. And the real star of this festival is our beautiful downtown riverbank where I'm sitting here. You can see the river in the background, and I can see the stage from where I'm sitting, but we have a beautiful amphitheater and stage. We'll have 17 bands on 3 different stages
Wow.
and an eclectic mixture of music for sure, but it's going to be headlined by the Commodores. Folks can go to natchjazzfest.com, natchjazzfest.com.
Awesome. Awesome. The Commodores coming out. So do you get
Mm.
local bands, because you've got them as the headliner, the Commodores, and then you've got all these other bands. Are they mostly local or do you bring people in?
Yeah, well, it's a mixture of local and regional acts. And we also have, in addition to the Commodores, if you like 80s music and like Journey, and who doesn't like Journey, we've got Resurrection, which is the premier Journey tribute band. I mean, it's one of these where like you close your eyes and you say, oh my God, that's Journey up there. And so they're going to be here. We've got, my night job, as these ladies know, is have a band called Johnny Earthquake and the Moondogs.
Oh, right on the Moondogs. I like that.
And we're an area band. And we, in fact, we're the only group to have played all 25 festivals. And we're going to have a couple of guest stars with us. One Rock and Roll Hall of Fame guitarist, James Burton, who was Elvis Presley's guitarist, is going to be with us. Marty Haggard, Merle Haggard's son, who does a tribute to Merle Haggard, is going to be with us. There's going to be Zydeco. There's going to be, of course, jazz, rhythm and blues, country, always great food here in Natchitoches. And it's all on May 21st at the Natchitoches Jazz R&B Festival.
Wow. And so on Facebook, everyone can keep up with you on Facebook. too. I see
Absolutely.
you guys
Natchitoches
keep everyone up to
Jazz
date.
R&B Festival on Facebook. And we again, this even hasn't been released. Y'all are getting the exclusive sort of
Woohoo!
release on the Commodore is going to be here, but we are so excited. In fact, I started thinking and I look back through the years, and I believe the Commodores is probably the biggest act to ever perform on the Natchitoches Riverbank. So
I think it's exciting because everyone is so anxious to have live music again, and it came out, then it went away, and then it's come back. That live music and being outdoors too, to be outside downtown with that backdrop, it's like that's magic. I mean, are they going to put a band on the Cane River the River Queen boat? Like you have a floating band? Come on.
That's a good. I tell you what, we have done in the past and before, and is we'll actually sometimes bring the band up by boat and let them get out and they can get on the stage. And we've had all these national acts, that come here. And I guess, they travel all around playing all over the world. Some of them can get a little jaded, but they all say that this is just a special place and a special vibe that we have here down on this riverbank. And when the weather's good during the day, you could walk across the river on all the boats behind the stage, if you wanted to. It's a very, very special setting, a venue. And like I said it before, the venue is the real star.
Well, that amphitheater, it's new. I mean, that was multi-million dollars, right? Put into that new amphitheater. And that's massive. I mean, that's the biggest. We have a friend who documents gazebos across the country. And then I sent him, we went to Natchitoches in one of our trips. And I said, well, how about this? This is the biggest gazebo you're ever going to see.
Well, and the thing about it too, is it's intimate too, because, if you see the Commodores somewhere and in some arena, and you've got seats way up, there is the furthest seat away from the stage is 150 feet maybe. So I mean, every seat, every place there is good. You got a great view of the stage, and
that's awesome.
We're super excited. We really are, and it's going to be.
I want to come back now.
Me too.
We just came through. We did it
come on.
I know. What's the date again? May 21st.
May 21st. Yeah.
Everybody, May 21st. This sounds good. So a lot happening in spring. You guys must be all excited. You got Mardi Gras coming up. So are you flinging beads? Anybody? What's going on in downtown for Mardi Gras?
Well, we have 3 total parades, one down in Clucheville on February 19th. It's a family-friendly afternoon parade. And then the weekend of February 26th, we actually have 2 parades. One's a children's and pets parade called Crew of Wagons.
Not the tailed wagon.
It's Sandy Sausage Dog going?
That's right.
We're gonna go get her and bring her downtown for that. And then that evening is our big crew parade. It's the Crew of Dionysus, and they will roll at 6 p.m. It's a night parade, so it's very special, very intimate. Especially it's really cool rolling through downtown, with their lighted floats coming through, and it's kind of dark down there, so it's really cool.
Nice, right on. So you guys, welcome to spring, even though it's not spring, it's not quite sprung yet, but it feels all springy and happy right now. So
it's almost here. It's just around the corner.
Right on. So everyone, natchitoches.com is the website to go to, and that's Natchitoches. Did I get that right?
Very good.
Natchitoches. Also keep up with our coverage of Natchitoches. Go to nationalparktraveling.com. Natchitoches is featured in Parks and Travel magazine. Natchitoches is also featured in Quality of Life magazine with the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, which we revisited on our recent trip. We saw the hearse that carried Martin Luther King Jr. I know that has moved on to another destination, but that just shows what this Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is about, and the Louisiana Historical Museum that's also there. It's a Northwest Museum, right?
Yes.
Just really, if you're a sports fan, you want to go, and we're going to cover a little bit more about the induction ceremony that comes up in June. And there's some big names. And Terry Bradshaw was there, I saw Terry
God.
Bradshaw in that museum, and he's a fun
Mhm.
dude. Is he not the best? Come on.
Peyton Manning was here a couple of years ago. Peyton Manning got inducted. So yeah,
See?
Mm.
Now,
he's a
there's-
Louisiana guy, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Louisiana sports. And then when I go to Alabama or Georgia, they want to kick me out. Every time I say that about Louisiana, they said, no, you got to get out of the house now. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know is Louisiana giving them a run for their money each time or what's going on with that?
I noticed that Rodney's wearing his LSU shirt, so that.
Oh.
Go
that's
Tigers.
cool.
Go
Let's see.
Tigers.
Go Tigers. Yeah, we're gonna be rooting for the Tigers this weekend, the other Bengal Tigers.
Joe Burrow. Yeah.
There you go. You listen, I think really that I'm going to say this, especially Louisiana as a whole. I know this for a fact, but I'm going to say Natchitoches. I think you all just, if there's anything that you can do to celebrate or have a good time, you will
You
take
do
that
it.
excuse.
Do it.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
You're right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
party
and,
state.
Any excuse. We're looking for any excuse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's party
Sounds good.
state.
To
And it
have
doesn't
really good
take
food,
much.
good music, and if it's sports or whatever it is, we're going to have a good time. So,
Exactly.
Celebrate
I'm-
something.
all
Yeah.
right, well, you
I'm
guys
down.
have a good start to your spring. Thanks for joining us and keep up with us, everybody, at bigblendradio.com. Thanks, y'all.
Laissez les bon temps rouler, y'all.
Y'all.